The year is 1938. Germany, once vibrant and alive, now cowers under a suffocating blanket of fear. The Nazi regime casts a long, dark shadow over the nation. Their hateful ideology poisons the streets, turning neighbor against neighbor. In this oppressive atmosphere, a Jewish family struggles to maintain a semblance of normalcy on a street called Parkline. They, like many others, are caught in the tightening grip of tyranny. Their laughter is muted, their hope dwindling. The world holds its breath, bracing for the storm that is to come.
We must stay strong for each other. This darkness will not last forever.
The family's home, once a sanctuary, now feels like a cage. They gather around the flickering candlelight, their faces drawn and pale. The weight of uncertainty hangs heavy in the air, stifling their once lively conversations. The father, a man of quiet strength, tries to reassure his wife and children, but his voice trembles, betraying his own deep anxieties. Outside, the night is shattered by the goose-stepping rhythm of jackboots and the echoing chants of Nazi slogans. Fear, cold and insidious, seeps into their home, a constant, unwelcome guest.
We must hold on to each other. It's the only way we'll get through this.
The father comforts his weeping wife while their two young children cling to their mother's side, their eyes wide with fear. A desperate plan begins to form, a risky gamble for survival. The father, with a heavy heart, decides to flee to the United States. He believes it is the only way to secure a future for his family. The wrenching decision to leave his loved ones behind tears him apart. But he clings to the belief that this separation is temporary, a painful necessity for their eventual reunion.
I promise I will send for you as soon as I can. We will be together again.
He leaves, carrying the weight of their hopes and dreams on his shoulders, a solitary figure disappearing into the unforgiving night. Left behind, the mother faces the daunting task of protecting her children in an increasingly hostile world. Her heart aches with the absence of her husband, the void a constant reminder of their precarious situation. She tries to be strong for her children, but fear gnaws at her resolve. The once familiar streets now seem menacing, filled with hidden dangers. Every knock on the door, every stranger's glance sends shivers down her spine. The children, too young to fully comprehend the gravity of their situation, sense their mother's anxiety and mirror her fear.
We must be careful, my loves. We must stay together and stay safe.
The mother sits by the window, her gaze distant and filled with unshed tears. Her frail hand clutches a faded family photograph, the faces staring back, a painful reminder of her fractured family. 12-year-old Yankee, the eldest son, tries to be brave for his younger sister, Sarah. He is small for his age, but his spirit is fierce, fueled by a burning desire to protect his family. Sarah, just 6 years old, clings to her brother, her innocent eyes reflecting the turmoil around her. She doesn't understand the hatred that seems to surround them, but she feels its suffocating presence.
Don't worry, Sarah. I'll always be here for you.
She finds solace in her brother's quiet strength, his hand in hers, a lifeline in a world that suddenly feels very cold. One fateful day, Yankee and Sarah wander beyond the confines of their street. Drawn by childhood curiosity, they approach a towering gate, a symbol of the growing segregation that defines their lives. The gate, emblazoned with chilling Nazi insignia, marks the boundary between the familiar and the forbidden. Ignoring their mother's stern warnings, they cross the line. Their transgression does not go unnoticed.
Yankee, I'm scared. What if we get caught?
Just stay close to me, Sarah. Everything will be all right.
The imposing gate, a stark symbol of oppression, casts a long shadow over the children. Its metal bars are cold and unforgiving, a physical manifestation of the fear that grips their world. A Nazi soldier, his face contorted in a sneer, catches sight of the children. He barks at them, his voice dripping with contempt.
Hey you! What are you doing here?
Yankee, his heart pounding in his chest, instinctively pulls Sarah behind him, shielding her from the soldier's hateful gaze. The soldier lunges, his heavy boots pounding on the cobblestones.
Run, Sarah. Go back home.
Yankee pushes Sarah back towards their street, urging her to run. He knows he has to distract the soldier, buy her precious time to escape. Adrenaline surges through Yankee's small frame. He darts into a maze of narrow alleyways, the soldier's angry shouts echoing behind him. He scrambles over crumbling walls, his breath ragged, his lungs burning. He can hear the soldier getting closer. His heavy footsteps, a terrifying rhythm that spurs him on. Just when he thinks he's been caught, he stumbles upon a hidden doorway, obscured by shadows and overgrown vines. He slips inside, his small body melting into the darkness.
Please, don't let him find me, please.
Yankee, his face streaked with dirt and tears, hides in the darkness of the abandoned building. His small chest heaves as he struggles to catch his breath, the sounds of the outside world muffled by the thick walls.
Mama, the soldier, he saw me.
Sarah, calm down, sweetheart. What happened? Where's Yankee?
Sarah runs back to the familiar safety of Parkline, her eyes wide with terror, her breath coming in ragged gasps. She bursts into their home, her words tumbling over each other. The mother struggles to make sense of her daughter's frantic words. Fear washes over her. She knows she has to find Yankee, but the thought fills her with dread.
I can't stay here forever. I have to get back to Mama and Sarah.
Yankee finds himself in a dusty, abandoned building. He huddles in a corner, trembling with fear and exhaustion. He listens intently, his senses on high alert. The soldier's footsteps have faded, but the echo of his hate lingers. The silence is broken only by his own ragged breathing.
Mama mentioned a family friend on the outskirts of town. I remember the way.
As darkness falls, Yankee knows he can't stay hidden forever. He has to get back to his mother and sister. He remembers his mother mentioning a family friend who lives on the outskirts of their town. A glimmer of hope sparks in his chest. He remembers the way, avoiding the main roads and checkpoints. He sets off into the night, clutching a rusty tin, his only weapon against the terrors in the darkness. Sarah's frantic account of the encounter with the Nazi soldier sends shockwaves through their small community on Parkline. Whispers of fear and despair travel from house to house, a chilling reminder of the ever-present danger.
Please, God, keep my Yankee safe. Please.
The mother, her heart heavy with worry, seeks solace in prayer, clinging to the fragile hope that Yankee is safe. Her neighbors, their faces etched with concern, offer words of comfort, but their voices are laced with uncertainty. Days turn into nights, each hour an agonizing eternity for the worried mother. News of Yankee's encounter with the soldier reaches the ears of the Gestapo. The Nazi secret police, notorious for their brutality, descend upon Parkline, their presence casting a pall over the already terror-stricken community. They conduct house-to-house searches, their faces grim, their methods ruthless.
No, please don't. There's nothing here.
The mother, her heart pounding in her chest, watches helplessly as they ransack their humble home, their every move a violation.
Aunt Hannah, it's Yankee.
Yankee, exhausted and hungry, finally reaches the outskirts of town. He approaches the address his mother had given him, a small cottage surrounded by a ramshackle fence. He knocks timidly on the weathered door, his heart pounding in his chest. To his immense relief, the door creaks open, revealing the kind face of the family friend, a woman his mother often referred to as Aunt Hannah.
Yankee! Oh, my dear boy, come in, you must be starving.
Aunt Hannah, a woman of quiet strength and unwavering faith, welcomes Yankee into her modest home. She listens intently as he recounts the harrowing events of the past few days, her heart aching for the young boy and his family. She feeds him a warm meal, the first proper food he's had in days, and tucks him into bed, her presence a soothing balm to his wounded spirit.
Rest now, Yankee. You're safe here.
As Yankee sleeps, Aunt Hannah receives a frantic visit from a neighbor. They inform her that the Gestapo has arrested Yankee's mother, accusing her of aiding and abetting her son's criminal activities. Aunt Hannah, her face hardening with resolve, knows she has to act quickly. The Nazis are ruthless, and she knows the fate that awaits Yankee's mother if she doesn't intervene. She makes a plan, a desperate gamble to save the woman she considers a sister. Word of the family's plight reaches a group of Israeli soldiers operating undercover in Nazi Germany. They are on a mission of their own, a dangerous assignment to disrupt the Nazi war machine. They are drawn to the family's story, their hearts moved by the plight of the innocent caught in the crosshairs of hate. They see an opportunity to strike a blow against their oppressors, a chance to deliver a message of defiance and hope. The soldiers, led by a seasoned officer named Ari, devise a daring plan to intercept the transport carrying Yankee's mother to a concentration camp. Their plan is fraught with danger, a high-stakes gamble that could cost them their lives. But they are driven by a sense of justice, a burning desire to fight back against the darkness that has engulfed Europe. They are determined to do whatever it takes to reunite the family and deliver them to safety. Meanwhile, in a strange twist of fate, a subplot unfolds involving Hitler's girlfriend Eva Braun. Eva, known for her love of fashion and photography, stumbles upon a collection of photographs belonging to Yankee's mother. The photographs, taken before the Nazi regime cast its dark shadow over Germany, capture the vibrancy and innocence of a Jewish family.